This is a story about ISIS and how smart and savvy ISIS is being with social media. That these guys are out there, they are active in social media. You can find them, you can follow them. They have developed, there's a thing in here that they have fanboys in the West.
Which is crazy.
Crazy. But that they have are engaged in a well-orchestrated effort to, in this case, maybe game the media in their favor. And not saying that there might not be a moment where they are there's going to be a moment in their history where they are the good guys. That seems to always happen in this part of the world. But right now they appear to be the bad guys in a world where there isn't much good in the fighting. Plenty of good people, not a lot of good in the fighting, which is the whole problem in Syria, because we couldn't figure out who we'd be giving money to, who we'd be giving weapons to. So we gave it to nobody. And now we're trying, but it may be too late. So in this story, first of all, let's start here. So their Vice has already recognized this, and Vice has already referred to, here's the first graphic, has already referred to these guys as total social media pros, right? Then in the piece, Maya Gabili's piece, she says this is graphic number 2. The group has Android apps, professionally shot and edited videos, multilingual media outlets to its online arsenal, not to mention their own line of commercial products.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
Like what, like bobbleheads? Like ISIS bobbleheads?
I don't know. Here's Abu Bakr. I know, I really want to know what their products are, their commercial products. Here's Abu Bakr al-Janabi, who's an ISIS supporter. ISIL or ISIS fights on behalf of the Islamic nation, so they need a very strong media, so they have people who understand it. We're going to get to some photos in a second. Let's go right to graphic 4 here. Again, this is from the story. On the one hand, key influencers and foot soldiers have published horrifyingly gory images of decapitated heads, crucified men, and piles of bodies after cold-blooded executions. On the other, foreign fighters in Syria and Iraq have tweeted photos of half-eaten Snickers bars, fried chicken meals, and kittens.
Can we gotta stop right there. I just love how half-eaten Snickers bars, fried chicken, and pictures of kittens makes you a social media pro. Like, that's all you need. You can be a freaking terrorist group. As long as you post some kitten pictures, you got the Western journalists on your side.
So we'll go back and forth here because it's working to some extent. It really is. If you're covering this and you want to talk to ISIS leaders, and by the way, who calls them ISIL when you have an opportunity to call them ISIS? That's just crazy. So if you want it, they'll take it. They'll be like, oh yeah, they have English speakers. They translate stuff, and they're like, yeah, come on, we'll let you meet guys. So and then you get let's go to the photo 27. This is what I'd start with, because you think that we're kidding about the half-eaten Snickers bars. This is a photo of an ISIS fighter. Look at this. Hey, look, I found Nutella. Hey, I'm a fun-loving ISIS fighter.
What a pleasant gentleman. I wonder if he's single.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. And then let's go right to photo 24.
Oh my God.
That they also tweet out that photo, or their followers do, right? And then let's jump to 25. Go to the next one. But no, look at this. We're giving milk to kittens. By the way, I've seen 2 photos of them giving milk to kittens. That's unbelievable. Go to 26. Oh, they're adorable.
Oh my God.
Oh.
We should maybe warn the audience about the
And then there's 28. Yeah, you know, this is happening. I don't care about that. I mean, I hear you, and that's a totally valid point, but this is what's happening. And these guys are good. Let's go to graphic 5 here from the Global Post story. The dual image is intentional, and this says independent analyst Peter von Osteyen, that they want exactly this. ISIS wants to be both loved and feared. Yeah. And I think that's incredibly telling, that that's the goal of this, to do that. And then the problem is of course, that the media, they think, is already getting fooled by these guys. There's another quote in here. Let's take a look at graphic 8. They say there's very little pushback, and ISIS knows how to take advantage of that. And this is reporting 101. Who wants to burn a source? Yeah. Like, you want to be able to meet with them, find out what they're doing, so you're not going to say that they barbarically put those 2 guys up that they crucified 2 men and killed them, let alone worse, lining up all those people. We've seen more than one picture of that, lining up men in a ditch and shooting them in the head.
Yeah, I think that there are 2 things at play. First of all, you have this really brilliant marketing strategy. And the marketing strategy is to appear as if you are a relatable person, right? Someone that you'd want to have a beer with, someone that you'd want to talk to, someone you'd want to feed kittens with. And then you also want to seem as though you are a strong person who will fight for principles. And then they are taking advantage of a virus that exists within the media, and that virus is the obsession to access. Yeah. So as a journalist, especially a Western journalist, you want that access to the ISIS leaders. You want to have these interviews. And you know that as soon as you write something negative about them or you do a negative broadcast about them, you risk losing that access. So they're able to take advantage of that virus within the media, and they're very successful in their media strategy to appeal to Westerners who are actually leaving their own countries to go join ISIS in Syria. It's amazing.
Also, nobody's going to go join ISIL. They'll join ISIS.
They'll join ISIS. It sounds a little sexier.
Nobody, totally. You're like, oh, ISIS, tell me more. Last graphic we'll use in the story, graphic 9. At some point, if we continue like this, says Peter von Osteyen, they don't even need their social media presence. We'll do their propaganda for them. And that's the danger. That's what you were getting at. But it is remarkable that a ragtag, though incredibly skilled group of disparate fighters from different countries comes together and they actually have a media strategy. And what you were saying about the need for access, I mean, that's what we apply to covering the White House. And these guys recognize, let's take advantage of that. Yep. Why can't we take advantage of that? It's very smart. So the Nutella and the kittens tempted me, but ISIS, guilty.
Guilty.